How's it going, everybody? This is Will, and today we're doing a Wagyu brisket. There's a collab going around, so I decided, hey, I've got a brisket in the freezer. Let's do this. So I'm going to be doing this brisket Cental Texas style. That means you got to have your hat on and your boots. This is a Wagyu brisket. It's about 8 pounds, a little over 8 pounds. It's from a local ranch, Bucker Creek Ranch. I've been sourcing from those guys recently. They do a pretty good job. And if you see, this thing is looking pretty good. So I've had this in the freezer. I put it in the fridge to thaw out. And then this morning, about a half hour or about an hour ago, I put it back in the freezer so it can kind of firm up. So let's open it up and see what we got. So this side of the brisket is looking pretty good. I could take a little bit of this out. I'm not real worried about this right here. Probably just chop off these corners a little bit, but as you can see, they did a pretty good job of trimming this already. However, it is a fatty piece of meat. We're looking good here. Maybe a little bit here. Kind of want to see where the fat cap goes. As you can see, we're looking pretty good right here. Over there on the right side, we're gonna have to get a little bit off of there. So all right, that's looking pretty good. Just took some off the fat cap. This is a really fatty piece of meat, so went a little aggressive. You can see I got a little bit right there. Just kind of testing. So I go around the rest, and I'm good. I'm gonna cut this guy off, and this guy off, and I'm ready to season. Got my Wagyu fat bag. All right, so got a nice coal bed in there. Put in a couple of pretty dense splits, some smaller splits on the other side. I've got a fire basket in there, and let's let this guy go. The point here is we just want to build a massive bed of coals. If you do that early on, as first thing you do, build a massive bed of coals, then the rest of the cook's gonna go great. All right, we'll be back. Stuff's catching nicely. All right, now all I'm gonna do to season this is just salt, pepper, garlic. I've got some SPG right here. I really like the Suckle Buster stuff. I'm going to use a little bit of slather today. I'm going to use, this is My mustard was getting a little bit low, so I poured some pickle juice in there, a la John Lewis, Central Texas legend. So I'm gonna, I've got a little bit of fresh cracked pepper, so I'm gonna put that on first. Well, I'm gonna put the slather on first, then the fresh pepper, and then the SPG. So let's start on the other side. Get this all over. Looking good. All right, I'll bring you guys in for a drive-by, but I'm just gonna, you know, once the fire's ready, just gonna throw it on. Lots of pepper. All right. It's getting up to temp. We're about 200 on the bottom. Getting about 250 on top. I'm going with the reverse flow configuration today. Not the traditional. Going with that one shut off. I've got the tuning plates in, and we're going reverse flow. So I'm about to toss this on. Fire's looking really good. It's blazing in there. Let's grab this thing. All right, looking good in there. I'm gonna put this on over here. All right, looking pretty good right there. Yeah. I'll watch this a little bit. It might overshoot. I'm going for about 250. We'll see. The reverse flow configuration seems to go likes to like a little bit lower temperature. We'll see how we do. I'll get it settled in. We'll see what it wants to run at, and let's do this. Just a quick update. Brisket's on. Overshot the offset a little bit, which is kind of intentional. A lot of pits you don't want to overshoot, but it's okay to overshoot it and offset a little bit. So we're a little over 250, 275 on that side. The brisket's right here, so this is showing a little bit less, probably why. 300 on the top. Smoke is looking good. Fire's breaking down real nice. I went and closed the door, and I'm starting to close that vent just because I don't want it to keep increasing. Want that bed of coals just to lie down, and then I'll start throwing some stuff on there. If you didn't notice, I've got some mesquite right here. This is all my oak over here. I'm going to be using, these are 4 small splits. Never cooked with mesquite before, so we're going to give it a go today. And we'll just sit here and watch. There's a little bit of smoke still. That's going to break down here in a minute. It's okay to get a little bit of smoke in there, especially early when the meat will take it on. Other than that, we're looking good. Brisket's been on for an hour. This thing's running smooth. 250, 240, 250, 260. Smoke's pretty thin at this point. Let's take a look at the we're not going to look at the brisket. This is mainly just a fire update. Look at that bed of coals. That's what you're looking for right there. So it's doing pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and I threw 1 mesquite on there already. Threw that on there. Keep that guy back. Gonna let that kind of replenish a little bit. It's already catching. It was sitting on top of the firebox. Every other split I'm going to put mesquite on for the first few hours. So that's what we're looking like right now. Very good. Cool. 2.5 hours in, we're rocking about 260 right where the brisket is. 260, hotter up up high 270, 280, 300. I haven't opened it up yet. I'm not gonna open it up for a little bit. Fire's looking real good. Lots of coal bed. That's what we're looking for. All right, see you in a couple hours. All right, 4-hour mark. It's been 4 hours. I haven't even opened this a little bit. We got 225 here. I just threw some wood on. Let's see what this looks like. Oh my goodness, look at that. Looking pretty good. Okay, I've definitely got some resistance, so I'm at 158 point. 156. 164. Fat's not quite where I want it yet. Gonna have to tip this a little bit. Just tip that a little bit. That is looking really good. The bark's pretty much set on there. Like I said, the fat's not ooey gooey where we want it quite yet. So I'm gonna let this sit for another hour and we'll see. Alright, so we made it past the stall. We're looking at a 177, 178 in the point. 184, 183 over here. 167 over here in the flat. So this is looking pretty good. I had a little bit of pooling here, so I was able to tip it off. The bark looks pretty good. You can tell the fat's all real pillowy here. So I am going to try my first foil boat. It's good enough for Chud. It's good enough for me. All right. All right. So it's looking pretty good. We're gonna do a foil boat up until we're done now. All right. There we go. I'll be back. All right, so I'm gonna pull this guy off right now. It's 5:22, so we went on at 8:45, so 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8.5 hours on the on smoker, about 250. He was going 225, 275. Actually, I let it go a little bit higher at the end there. Once I put in the foil boat, I brought it up to about 300. See how it's doing. 195. 202. So this is the point. Ooh, really tender right there, 206. All right, so we got the flat right here, 205. A little bit of 203. 204. All right, so I'm gonna let this guy come down in temperature to about 180. Then I'm gonna put him in the oven at 170 for a couple hours, just to get that final little bit of tenderness and all that kind of stuff. But look at that. Look at that. It's really pillowy. It's looking really good. Okay. I'll be back in a couple hours. What you doing, Daisy? All right, you guys. It's the next day. We've had an overnight rest. I put it at 170 in the oven. Let's see how this bad boy looks. A little jiggly. I just got the inside of my gloves dirty. That's cool. All right, cut into it. Moment of truth. Point's pretty big, goes to about here. Just gonna cut it in half. Ooh, jiggle. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, that looks really good. Let's cut a couple of slices of the lean. Look at that, the bark staying on. Everything's rendered out here. A little bit of a fat cap. We got a little bit of fat on this side. We knew that going in. All right, so here it is. That's a brisket right there, let me tell you. Ah. And cut a little bit more of this flat off. This thing came out perfect. Let's cut the coin open. Look at that. It's Jello. Oh my God, you guys. You don't even know. Oh my God. It's a little warm. That's one of the best briskets I've ever made. And we have this. Best bite on a brisket. Let's get this guy right here. Oh, this is so juicy. You can't buy this. We guys bring you in for a close-up. Look at that. Look at that. Huge smoke ring. Look at this guy, Jello. Look at the flat Jello. Look at all that juice coming out. I don't want to squeeze it or anything. Just for a little bit of a view. And that, boys and girls, is how you do a Texas Wagyu brisket. Have a good one.